You and Kyle Kuzma had a little back. Actually, it wasn't even a back and forth. He sort of came at you, and you said they're not trying to play winning basketball. He responds on Twitter. The funny thing is, they don't play winning basketball. But you didn't do anything else on Twitter. Do you have a response now that it's been some time?
Oh, man. Didn't I just say I was petty?
Yeah, I know. Yes, please.
So here's the thing, right? And obviously, I spent some time in D.C. with Kuz. What's that thing Draymond just said where he said insecurity is loud?
Yep.
Right? So basically, here's what happened, right? We lost to them. I was on the Mavericks. And obviously, we have a MVP caliber guy, and we're trying to be a championship caliber team. Just went to the Western Conference Finals, et cetera, et cetera. So I make a statement about, we need to be better, understanding the culture and how games are kind of played in D.C. and saying, that's an unacceptable loss in that fashion. He decides to respond because I guess he felt like it was a shot at him. And I wanted to respond. My agent told me to stand down, that we had, bigger fish to fry, things to do, get to the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera. But, now I'm not in that environment. I'm in the playoffs. He's not. And, to address,
there it is.
no, I'm just saying to address the socialite, right? Like there's a lot of guys in the NBA that really pour their heart and soul into basketball, are willing to do whatever it takes to win. There are a lot of guys that have different things that drive them and motivate them. I think if we look at, him and the way he approaches life, fame, all that stuff, that we could see that, his priorities tend to vary, right? Like that's why he dressed the way he does. He, approaches basketball the way he does, the comments he makes. And like I said, with the Draymond quote, insecurity is loud. Like you know that you're there, shooting shots to try to get a contract. You're probably not even a third star really on a good team, because if you were, the Lakers would have kept you, right? Part of the reason you left was to try to make more money. Like these are all things that are facts. And so at the end of my career, one thing that I want to be known, besides a guy that did whatever it took to win in whatever spot he was at, is a guy that was also very honest. And so like my complete response to, Kuz and all that other stuff, to address it directly, I played with the guy. You know what I mean? We know what the priorities were. And, a lot of times people thought I was talking about Brad or whatever, anything like that. I look at Brad in the same light as like a Dame. I think he's loyal to DC. I think, probably on a championship team, he's probably got to be paired with like a Giannis. He's probably 1B, which is no shot. I know on a championship team, I'm probably the third guy, kind of like a Drew Holiday with a Chris Middleton and, Giannis or whatever. I'm very secure with who I am in my career. I know on a really good team, I can be a number 2, kind of like we are right here with the Brooklyn Nets. We got Mikal, we got me. We're still a playoff team. We're able to keep the ship right. But in DC, if you got 3 max dudes, Porzingis, Brad, and Kuz, like how you missed the playoff? Like none of these things make sense. You know what I'm saying? Unless your priorities aren't in order. And so I would say that's my probably full monologue to that.